I think we struggle so much with pornography because we fight in an improper way. One of the ways we fight this thing is we try to do it harder. We try to work harder at it, or we try. It never works when we try harder. If anything, it just makes the problem persist even more. Maybe your battle with porn isn't so much of the action itself, but it's revealing something now that you're hearing right now. It's revealing something of a symptom of a deeper rooted issue. It's possible that you as a child may have been abused, whether it was sexually, whether it was mentally, whether it was physical. And your coping mechanism has become pornography because it gives you a high that this world just cannot give you. And so if it's not pornography, it's gaming. If it's not gaming, it's social media. It's whatever can take you from this base place to how do I get back up here? How do I feel good again? Oh my gosh, I'm getting those thoughts about those memories. How could I have done? Oh my gosh. So then instead of addressing the true issue, you medicate it. And I believe the greatest way that we can heal the area where we're doing so much of the medicating or the coping, and the greatest way that we can heal that is by getting real with the thing that hurt us. It's by talking about, all right, this moment, it wounded me. From this video, I want you to take 5-10 minutes, think about what occurred, and I want you, as you're going to this, to have an action plan. As you're processing and replaying what occurred, and the moment you get that inclination to go and act out, to run into and dive into the video that you're longing for, the thing you're thinking about, instead of diving right into it, I want you to dive deeper into the thought. What's the pain? What's the hurt? What's the wound? And I believe this really can be done best with Jesus. I'm a Christian. I believe that you will find the most freedom when you do it with the Spirit of the Lord to give you that freedom. Go into that pain and go deeper. What's the hurt? What's the wound? Why do I feel this way? What do I feel about myself today? Get into it and let the Lord, let him do open heart surgery of where is that place, oh God, that I keep medicating with this sin that just keeps on breaking me down, hurting me, hindering. How do I let you be the light to expose this darkness so that I can be healed? What we often do is we'll treat symptoms. We find a new habit, find a new hobby, and that can be great, but it only medicates. I want you to get to the wound that started when you're 4, when you're 8, 27. What's the wound that is saying this is the way you now handle it? Did you learn from a parent? That's how you deal with pain. Did you learn from a friend? That's how you deal with pain. Get real with it. Talk about it. Journal it down. Just write your thoughts. Just say, yeah, when John said this to me as a kid, it just broke me. How could my friend or my brother say that to me? Or when my coworker decided to do this thing, whether it was maybe he took whatever the pain, write it down. Write it down. Get it out. Get it out of you. Just get real with the thing that's bothering you. Because if you don't, you'll just keep on medicating this pain, medicating this wound. And you might think, oh, it's not a big deal. Man, OnlyFans is grossing over billions of dollars a year. Why? Because people are hurting. And then they build a fake relationship, build a fake reality with somebody that's not true. It's time to get real, men and women. It's time to get authentic and figure out what is the wound, what is the thing that I continue to medicate myself with this pornography. There's a war and a fight. And the biblical way to fight this specific issue with sexual morality is you don't even think about it. You run from it. This is the one sin in scripture where it just says, flee, book it, bolt dash, run, another room, another place, another space, get out of there. Because it's so strong. It's a drug that's produced in you, okay? This thing is a beautiful thing when done in union of marriage with your wife or your husband, but it is a thing that the enemy uses so much because it helps get you high. And my goodness, I don't want to be low anymore, so get me high. But as you get to the real authentic place of your heart that discusses the pain of why you're doing what you're doing now, you will achieve breakthrough. Because you'll be able to have understanding of why you've went here instead of going there. It takes you away from the pain. Many of us, we love to just be like, oh my gosh, how can I do that? Dude, it's the same thing as somebody going to a drug, whether that be crack, whether it be meth, whether it be alcohol. It's whatever to medicate, whether it's more socially acceptable. And I feel like in this day and age, pornography is becoming more and more socially acceptable because of the money that can be made in it. But don't sell your soul for money. Lay down your life for Jesus, not lay down your life for sex, sin, and brokenness. This thing has such a hold on so many people. I myself have struggled with this for 14 years in my own life. I'm 26 years old, and more than half my life I've struggled with this. And it became a struggle at 12, but the deeper struggle happened when I was 8. The deeper struggle happened when I was abused, verbally, sexually, mentally. There's drug addiction in my home. So the wound is there, the real authentic place. Now, what do I now do with it? I give myself grace. I don't get so angry at myself for what I've done. I give myself grace. Grace happens with Jesus. Jesus said that you would not be given the reward you're supposed to be given because of your sin, but rather I will take on the penalty that you deserved. This was because of your choices, this is yours. But I will pay the debt that you owe to God so that you can live free. But will you believe in me? Will you trust me? Will you follow me? These are all great calls from Jesus. But see, there's a penalty we all owe. All of us have sin in our life. Every single trauma that you've gone through is a result of a sin. Think about it. Anything that's problematic or painful within your life has probably been the recompense of a sin. So get to the real authentic. Write it out. Let it be known. What is that root? You get to the root, you will then be able to become free because Jesus will help you uproot that root. I believe God can heal you, change you, and transform you. So many of us were looking for ways to be free of this. But often, because we're so focused on where we're going wrong, it never allows us for us to go right. So the way that we can change that is going to the root. Then it's no longer about the pornography. The pornography is just the title we give it, when the true problem is the wound of my mom saying something to me that she shouldn't have said, or the wound of it is my dad doing drugs in front of me. The wound of it is a friend calling me a name or spreading a rumor. You want me to share something with you of a full transparency? I was in 6th grade. I couldn't get any girls. And instead of me just being a normal operating boy, and so I had gone through sex abuse, a friend spread a rumor about me that I was gay. Yep. So a friend spread a rumor, said, hey, he's gay. Well, what's the wound? Well, there was something stated about me that wasn't true, but I felt helpless. Well, what can I do to control myself? I can go look at this thing to feel better. Getting it? So what can I do then in my life that helps me get back in control and not giving myself away to this pornography? How can I heal? How can I let the little boy know inside of me that, hey, that's not who you are. You're made wonderfully in the image of God. You're a beautiful creation. You're going to have a wife someday. You're loved by the Lord. Like affirming the truth rather than affirming the lies. And then allowing yourself to believe something new and no longer medicate and cope, but rather get to the roots of the issue. We always, like I said, want to look at the symptom when God is wanting us to look at the root. What's the roots to the issue? And God can heal you in that root.